I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly... And Elfino's still missing. God, it's all going wrong.
A grave situation indeed.
Cryle! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is...
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Cryle. We would welcome your insight.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas.
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
That particular grand pronounce has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived...
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault. But I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone. A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum. Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me. All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as...
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar...
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes? If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't...
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to...
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned...
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our...
What happened to my brother?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor... Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again. This Shadow Hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civil...
Well... Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they?
He is. As to who they are, they would not even reveal their next destination. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through
I'm not inclined to turn away refugee.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up...
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field. No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hier know?
Consider it done.
Untold sorrow must become instant. Throw wide the gates.
Well,
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you.
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any. We'll keep working on it.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without... Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy 1,000 yards. 2,000.
Is that an Imperial airship?
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can tell... Seems solid enough.
By the gods. It's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Be at ease.
No, not him.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma. It is a day for fated... Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light? I, Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I... Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as a moment of folly. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt. My principal quarry was to be La Habrea. but so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our... Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the black-masked ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. The Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belong to the former group, and the first was La Hebrea, who plagues us no more. There is also...
We have files on La Hebrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the crown.
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing... It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the they had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized...
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young... All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
There was a time when I scorned the... Unlike yours, my strength...
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the Barret.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first... See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall... A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and...
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing... A silent agent of death. Slowly but surely, Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed. Our homeland was plunged into a civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure?
It was by this...
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting... Now, if you have no further questions... Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having... You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on... If events play out as planned, this will become... You will be the capstone of this world. I...
Welcome back, you two. Greeting.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, where our own defense is not in question.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be...
We have some good news too.
So, Alphino won't wake up. Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way... Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alpha. The threat of an unknown weapon as...
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale...
The Emperor himself. Well, but knowing that an Ascian walks...
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regard...
Ah, right. Yes.
God, Lise. Very well. I shall...
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the... That's settled then. We don't know what...
The meeting will take place on the...
The Alliance leaders should already be on their...
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, as this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded...
As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo...
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and blood...
Peace. Order. You...
I expect you to weigh the costs.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waited. 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of it. There was a time when Garlemald, too, lacked a leader of conviction, weak and unable to wield magic. Were it not for the discovery of Ceruleum and the subsequent...
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it.
So saith the pirate. I will concede that after...
Your uncompromising nature. They too lament circumstances which they... Would that your people might...
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You...
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the...
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to... Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must...
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present...
Very well. I pray this intermission will... Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at...
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of your...
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand?
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to... Recognizing the threat Icons posed the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by Icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But...
Finally, you are. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the right... My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was. In doing so, mankind will... No longer will we suffer from the... There will be but one race.
What in Rhalgr's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd man.
A rejoining of what?
I have heard this tale of the source and its reflection.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascian?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to... My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was...
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of the... I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To... Imagine a world united. One perfect... An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me. Not as subjects of Garlemald, but of...
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities?
Have you forgotten how many died?
Do you truly imagine we would aid?
It is unthinkable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own...
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate us.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so... While it is true that man succumbs all too... That the protector of an empire should... Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of...
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies.
Given the Emperor...
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against...
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support them.
After coming this far, how could I? And for once, there's no one around to counter on me. But we all know who really make the difference.
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent?
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the... Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at us... So please, don't you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together. We did it! I dare say they'll be reeling from this.
You were truly inspiring in battle, my friend. I'm determined not to be outdone, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald. In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east!
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos. Lord Heian and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our ally. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight? Much obliged. Given the choice.
Why won't they open? Please, I bid you open.
What's wrong? Is it the voice again? Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this? May Ralga grant us strength. Give 'em hell, lass. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
Magic. With a Garlean body. That's hardly fair. still.
Ah, bringer of light. It has been... No words to mark our reunion? Equilibrium must be restored. Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, One calls to you. Too late, alas.
At last, I found you. Please, there's no cause for alarm. Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength. The battle is over, the danger past, but your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates, and the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
You're awake. Thank heavens. I see you recall that much, at least. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont. Estinian never was one for emotional farewells. Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times. Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
By the 12! I don't believe it!
I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on? Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Huh. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him! Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Y'shtola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize... You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him! And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home. As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut? There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid, and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. She will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Assyrians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
my friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Bloody savages!
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.